So does nobody else think Black Talon is an incredibly racist character? Hey guys, and welcome to this week's Just In. Now I had down on my list that we were supposed to have Secret Wars 6 and 7, Ultimate End Issue 5, and Action Comics 44. Were all supposed to be out this week. Action Comics comes out next week. Secret Wars has had massive delays. I think it's like September 23rd, the next one's coming out. Then number 7 comes out the end of October. Ultimate End's not out till like November 11th. It's ridiculous. So I went down, but thankfully there was a title that was there that I really was like, awesome, I was looking forward to this, can't wait to read this, and that's Deadpool versus Thanos. This is issue 1. There's 4 issues, I think it's just a mini-series. Next issue of this comes out alongside the next issue of Secret Wars. Just from the front cover, the fact that Deadpool says, "It was a joke, Marvel. I was joking when I said I wanted to fight Thanos." Just that sort of sums up what the book's going to be about. We get a little foreword which basically tells us that this takes place just before Deadpool's big Marvel Now relaunch in 2013. And it's this theme that, like, obviously Thanos and Deadpool both have a thing for death, as in the personification of death. And because Thanos is jealous of how Deadpool was, like, banging death, Thanos cursed him so that Deadpool couldn't die. Like, the opening of this is literally just Deadpool getting the shit kicked out of him by Thanos. It's one thing that's funny, but literally every single last thing Deadpool says is a joke or a quip. And yes, I love Deadpool, I think he's hilarious, but for every single last line in this to be a joke, that kind of pushed me the wrong way. Still love it. We have Tim Seeley writing this, and Elmo Bondoc is on pencils. If I'm honest, I'm really not a fan of the art in this. There's about 2 images where I'm like, this looks pretty cool. Well, all in all, I'm, really not a fan of the art. Just, I don't know. Just not a fan. But it goes back to the day before, and we get to see that Deadpool's on this island, Saint Cynthia Island, which Doom is on, and Doom, like, named after his mother. And Deadpool basically turns up and just kills Doom, and he's rings up Tony Stark's office, and he's like, "Can I speak to Mr. Stark?" And he's like, "Well, tell Tony and Thor that I totally killed Doom." And he's like, they're very welcome. But Doom gets up and blasts Deadpool, and then Deadpool's like, we get these little segments where he's somewhere between life and death, so like before he's regenerated, that kind of thing. And he's got this ridiculous, like, mustache, like 70s porn star get-up on over the top of his mask. And he sees Death, and Death is asking for his help, and she's being, like, dragged away in this mirror. So Deadpool wants to travel to Tano Island. We also get a whole bunch of previews in this book. So he goes to speak to Black Talon, and he's kind of saying, this is, something screwy going around with, like, why didn't Doom die? What's going on with Death? What's happening? And he's like, look, Black Talon, just call off your zombies and we need to talk. And it's Black Talon who's like, oh, I can see immortality wrapped around you, and a name comes to me, and it's Thanos. So Deadpool's kind of like, okay, so Thanos has something to do with this. And Deadpool comes up with this plan, and his plan is basically he wants Black Talon to find out where Thanos is. He wants to kind of give away Doctor Doom's position to the Avengers so they'll be distracted with him. And then he wants to borrow, like, a spaceship from Cable so that he can go and fight Thanos and rescue Death. But it goes back to the start where Thanos was, like, beating the crap out of Deadpool, and he's saying, well, I put this curse on you, I can take it off of you, I can make sure that you die. And we go back to between him being between life and death. And again, we see Death get dragged away in the same sort of style, and Deadpool's really torn up about it and doesn't want to lose her. But obviously it's clear that somebody has kidnapped Death, and that's why people aren't dying, and people are actually coming back from the dead. But it's cool because we see, like, all the zombies that were with Black Talon are like, we deserve rights, you can't just tell us what to do, there are so many of us undead now, and it's just cool. And then this guy shows up, and I haven't got a name for him, I don't really recognise him, but this guy shows up and he's looking for Deadpool. We also see on Nowhere that the Guardians of the Galaxy turn up and they shoot this guy called Gary Blood, and they're like, "You're a known associate with Thanos and we're looking for him." So it's cool to see the Guardians there as well. And it's kind of like Thanos wasn't the one that kidnapped Death. He says like that Death has been kidnapped, and he actually like opens up to Deadpool and talks about how he's always been different and all this kind of stuff. And he offers jewels to Deadpool, and he's like, "Look, you need to help me. We need to find Death." Because basically, Thanos said he went to the plane of the dead to try and talk to Death and wasn't able to, and she's choosing only to communicate with Deadpool, and that's why Thanos is keeping Deadpool alive. But Deadpool's saying he doesn't want payment, and this final image is one I do like, and he says this one's a freebie. So all in all, it's pretty interesting because it looks like it's going to be more of a Thanos Deadpool team up. Like, yes, they had a bit of a scuffle at the start, but I think the versus part is more, it will come down to they both want Death. But this was an incredibly fun book. It's probably just me. It took me reading it through twice to fully pick up on everything and understand everything, but I really do enjoy it. I'm interested to see where it goes because this was a story that I'm kind of like, this is pretty cool. It's just this fun little mini series and what have you. I can definitely recommend this if you're a Deadpool fan. So anyway, that'll be it for this one, guys, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed, subscribe, leave a comment about your thoughts on the video. You can also leave me questions or comments or whatever on my Twitter, which is Music Ninja Matt. There's my Facebook as well, which is Music Ninja Matt. The links for all of that kind of stuff's in the description. There's the link for the Comic Comments playlist as well, so you can watch any episode you want. And there's details on competitions down below as well. And as far as comments go, we'll always get back to you. So thanks guys, and bye.